Welcome to episode 24 of A Message From. We're your hosts. I'm Alyson.
I'm Edward.
I'm exhausted.
I'm so hot.
I'm so exhausted. Do you ever have those days where it's just like everything is coming at you at once from all directions? It's all flying, and it just never stops.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's been yesterday and today.
2 days in a row.
2 days in a row. Listen
Is it because
to this.
work is busy?
Yes. Okay. I was on my work computer at 7:15 a.m. Who am I logging in early?
That is very early for you.
I know. Usually I'm like, no. I start at 8:30. Do not speak to me before then.
So you've just been like super busy at work?
Super busy.
Oh.
It's wild times.
Yeah, that's kind of bleak. I didn't realize that. Sorry. I would have said something before, but I didn't. Because I didn't know.
Sorry, I didn't tell you. Did I tell anyone? I'm telling you now. I'm telling the world now.
This is true. The world.
The world listens to this podcast. One day, we will have listeners on all 7 continents.
Yes. You're including Antarctica in this?
I mean, yeah, there are people there, right?
This is true. I just put my hands on my hips, and then I felt 2 droplets of sweat hit my wrists. So that's where I'm at right now.
I escaped the 96-degree heat, and now I'm currently in only like 70s, so I'm feeling good.
But don't you... Well, I can see there's a door open behind you, so I don't think the air conditioning is on.
It was on, but we turned it off.
Because it's so nice. This is true. Yeah. We're recording at a different time today, which the listeners, that's why it's so hot. Usually it's hot, but like at the end of recording for me.
Yeah.
But it's been a whole day of sitting in my hot-ass room, and it is unbearable right now with the windows closed and the fan off.
Yeah. I mean, we're doing it for the listeners, though. Blacking out those horns and sirens and birds and all that other jazz.
True.
So
I am excited to finish recording, not because I want to be done with this, but because I'm going to go for a run.
Oh, okay.
Just wanted to let you know that. That's why I'm in sports clothes.
Back on your run. Yeah. I live in sports clothes. I would never look at someone and be like, oh, why are they like wearing gym clothes? I'd be like, that's
true.
Normal.
The resurgence of athleisure wear really was right on brand for you.
It was perfect because I generally live 90% of my life in gym shorts anyway.
Yeah. Actually, this is very true. Every time we FaceTime or video call or whatever, you're always in some form of workout clothes.
Literally, like, even when I was working in the office, the second I got home, like, immediately changed clothes.
Wow. It's kind of
Comfort
nice.
is key.
Comfort is key, and comfort is king. Or queen.
True.
Comfort is ruler. Gender neutral that.
That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So I know that you have not been watching Euro 2020.
Yeah, not at all.
I have, and it's been wild. It's been so wild, just like nonstop craziness. Can't believe that France lost. And
that is very surprising.
Did you even hear, like, Rabiot's family is like feuding with Pogba and Kylian's families?
Who was the first person?
Rabiot, he's another player. Apparently their families like got into a fight in the stands at the match.
Oh.
Like there was an argument. There's all these
They're all on the same
articles.
team?
Yeah. Paul Pogba, Kylian Mbappe,
I mean, I know
and
Pogba.
then yeah.
Oh. Wild. Oh, that's very scandalous. I also heard that England beat Germany.
Yes. Okay.
Which I don't know if Germany's been very good over the past couple of years. I don't really know about that, but I'm surprised that England all of a sudden is like doing well.
It's a shocking development. But I mean, even in the World Cup, Germany got knocked out really early and everyone was shocked by it. So like they haven't recovered from that.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So that's wild.
So who's left at this point when this comes out, in 2 weeks?
Oh gosh, when this episode comes out, when you're listening to it, it'll be over, right? We'll have a winner. We have a winner right now, but we just don't know who it is.
Where are we in our current recording time in the competition?
We just finished round of 16, so we're in, what comes after that? Semifinals? Semi, then quarter, then final?
Wait, doesn't it go quarters, then semis, then finals? The semifinal is right before the final.
I don't know. Really?
We just finished the round of 16, so there's only 8 teams left, which means 8 divided by 2 is 4. We're in the quarterfinals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yes. Wow, I'm surprised I figured that out so quickly in my head.
I should know these things, but I don't.
Who's who v who? What's going on in our four matches?
Okay, so in our 4 matches, obviously, we want Italy to win.
Yes. Is that always your number one, or were you rooting for France first before they were out?
Well, that's the thing is like... Anytime Italy plays, I'm rooting for them. And then anytime France plays, I'm rooting for them. So then I'm just like, I wait until it gets to the end. And I'm like, I'll figure it out then. But now I don't have to figure it out because France is out. But
yeah,
I mean,
that's exactly what I do.
You got to figure it out because Spain.
I'm surprised they're still in it. They haven't done very well in the past
crazy.
international competitions.
Okay, so you're right. It's totally quarterfinals.
I'm so sporty.
So smart. Okay, so we've got Ukraine and England coming up, which Ukraine, surprise winners. That was a really good match, too. I just watched that one.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, so we've got Ukraine, England coming up, and then we have Belgium, Italy. Obviously, we want Italy to win that.
Yeah.
And then we've got... Who's Spain playing? I gotta figure out who Spain is playing.
And then, so that's 3 of the matches. And what's the last one?
Spain is playing Switzerland.
Oh, right, because they beat France.
Yes, I forgot about Switzerland. And then, Czech Republic, Denmark.
Oh, okay.
Which, whatever. Denmark
made it to the finals of the World Cup versus France, didn't they?
No, it was, I'm drawing a blank, but
Croatia.
Yeah,
that's right. Because that guy who played for Real Madrid was on that team, and
there's a guy who played for Liverpool who was on the team.
Yeah.
He's not with us.
And I just remember being like, "Oh, I know that name." And I was au pairing at the time, and the kid was like, "I want Croatia to win," and I was like, "France is gonna win, you little idiot."
France. I watched that match at the Embassy of France in DC. It was wild.
Oh.
It was a lot of fun. I had to get tickets. I got tickets. We went. It was, of course, it was at the French embassy. So they had great food, great snacks.
Yeah.
France wins.
Where was it at the embassy? Was it outside?
What?
Where was it at the embassy? Was it outside?
Inside and outside. So they had an outside area with TV screens and they put up a tent and everything. And then when you walked inside, they had a huge projector on the left with tons of seats. Just back from that, there was seating and concession areas and stuff. And then they have their big theater room or their whatever that room.
Yeah.
So they had the huge screen on there too. So it was because there were tons of people.
I was wondering where it was because I was like, they don't really do event spaces anywhere that's not near that big theater room. So I was just curious.
Yeah, it was all around in there. And then when France won, all of a sudden I hear this noise. We're all freaking out. We're like jumping, we're screaming, we're yelling, like it's crazy party. And I hear this noise behind me. So then I turn around and someone's like wheeling these two temporary walls apart to reveal this huge table full of champagne glasses. And they were like popping bottles back there, filling up champagne for everyone.
I will say, when I worked there, there was not a single event that we had that did not have champagne involved. Like, not a single event. I would come like back from events that we had to cover, and I would be like, yeah, I'm just gonna take like these 3 glasses with me, and I'd go sit in my office with like 3 glasses of champagne. I'd have my other coworkers like also bring theirs, because they like were like, I'm not gonna drink this, and I was like, well, just bring it back to the office, and then like
I'll drink it for the rest of the afternoon. 10 glasses of champagne.
Yeah, because it was like Moet. It was like really expensive stuff.
It was really expensive in beautiful glasses, like not plastic.
I remember once I had to cover some, I think it was some agreement between the ambassador and the governor of Virginia at the time, I think. And someone was talking to me, and I was just sort of like chatting with them as well. I was like this older guy or whatever. And he was like, oh, so like, what do you do here? And I was like, oh, I'm like an intern. I work in the press office. And he was like, oh, okay, goodbye. And I was like, okay, goodbye. Yeah, that's when I realized that networking at those things was not every event was networkable.
No.
Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Not important.
And the room with all the French goodies in it that you can buy for like super cheap.
Oh my God.
That was cool. That was always really cool.
Incredible.
I never bought anything though, because I didn't need 16 cases of red wine or whatever.
Yeah.
Seemed a little expensive.
That was like when I interned in the Canadian Senate. And my favorite part was like after our committee meetings when there would be lunch, and then we'd go in and like get all the desserts and stuff and take it back to our office and have like tea time with like all the beautiful desserts.
Yeah. I think it was our last day there. They had like everyone was very nice in the press office, but it was also just like I worked in like the English section. So like I didn't really ever interact with anybody. And during lunch, it was like, I mean, we just had nothing to talk about in common because I was a university student and they were like people with kids. And I was just like, there was just nothing for us to chat about. So like, there was not really any real connection going on, like not tons of banter happening. Like we were in our own office. We were also the only people who had to wear suits. That was so annoying. Yeah, I see the look on your face. Says it all.
Unfortunate.
And so mad. And on our last day, everyone was like super nice, but like the press secretary like had the party in his office, which was like so nice. And that reminded me of the desserts. I stole a lot of food and took it back to the office. But I was like, everyone's so nice. Why didn't we talk like this during the whole like time I've been here? And then it was au revoir forever. So
goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
What a time.
Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, it was good times. I would say it was overall good times.
I mean, it sounds like overall good times.
Well, I lived really, really far away from the embassy.
Well, there's no good way to get there.
Well, no, my university partnered with Georgetown when you would do this like semester program, which is literally right in front of it. Because I mean, otherwise, that's the only good thing about being there. And then the year I did it was the year they decided to change, and we all lived on Capitol Hill. And I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
No.
And there was like literally no good way to get to work.
No, I mean, there's no good way because like the metro. You would think there should be a metro line that goes there. But there's not. Like, when I went there, I had to take a random bus, like, after I was on the metro.
D6 or something.
And then, like, walk to the bus stop, get on a random bus, and go there. I'm like, why is this so difficult?
I would end up, like, taking a bus that would just go from my place, and it would end all the way, it would, like, go through the whole city, and it would end all the way up in Tenleytown. up by AU, but it would like go up. What is that street from Georgetown to Tenleytown? Is that like Wisconsin or Massachusetts? I can't remember. But it would go up that street, and I would have to get off and like walk down Reservoir Road.
Yeah, Reservoir
all the
Road.
way.
Like...
And I was like, it was like not long, but like that was also when we had the polar vortex, so it was real long during those months.
That was a nightmare. Does everyone remember? I mean, at least obviously people who lived in like Midwest, Northeast in those years. Mm-hmm. I remember that was when I was working at a bar, you know, the one that I mentioned in last week's episodes. Yes. So I would get home at like 3 a.m. and by then all the good parking spots would be taken. So I'd have to park like 2 buildings away from my actual apartment building. 3 a.m., polar vortex. I'd be like frozen by the time I got to my door. Mm-hmm. It was a nightmare, but I do remember one time I had to pump gas in the polar vortex, and I was only wearing fingerless gloves. I had forgotten.
Only wearing fingerless gloves.
I was literally crying. I of course picked the one gas pump that the hook was broken. You know, usually, well, you don't pump gas,
right?
But
I know.
Usually,
yeah, fair. Fair.
It usually, you know, it hooks on, so you don't have to hold it. Of course, I picked the one pump where that thing is broken. I'm trying to like hold it and not let my bare hands touch the metal. I was literally crying. My fingers burned so bad they were frozen. I was like, I for sure have frostbite.
That is bleak.
Bleak.
And now those things are just like super common and we're used to them all the time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Extreme weather all the time.
Extreme weather. Well, let's take a break now. And when we come back, we've got quite the message from Ya Mama.
Yes, we do. All right, we're back from our break, and let's get into the voicemail from mi madre.
Oh, see.
Hey, Alyson and Edward. It's me, Allie's mom. Apparently, I'm doing something wrong with the email address because I pointed out several points on things that the two of you talk about. So let me try to answer some questions here. Basically, Elton John is my cousin only because I do have a lot of relatives from Europe, England, / in the Russian army, I've been told. And the only two who really believed that was Jackie and Alyson, that he was my cousin, and a couple of their friends. So what can I say? He's one of my favorite performers. I listen to his music a lot. As far as putting off Allison's birth because of General Hospital, yeah, probably, very, very true. Anyway, I was in labor all day with Alyson. No major labor pains, nothing really going on until mid-GH watching. And I thought, it's okay. Jackie's labor was 3 hours. There's no way Alyson would come sooner. So as soon as General Hospital was over, it was like panic time because the labor pains were pretty much getting very close together. So it was time to leave for the hospital. And yes, she was born 2 hours into spring that year. Spring started at 4:06. She was born at 6:06. As far as her being an Aries, she will always be a Pisces because she was only 2 hours into spring. But I have to say, when you were quizzing her, I was answering before she did, and I answered the same way that she did. Pretty interesting. Maybe she truly is an Aries. I don't quite remember everything on my email that I said. Is it Eurovision music? I loved all of them. I based my love of music mostly on the beat, the rhythm, not necessarily the words, which is why I have a big variety of a music genre. I love it all. What else can I try and answer? I'm trying. So rude getting cut off by the message ending. Anyway, I was going to say, not sure what else I can remember to answer. Alyson, the soap celebrity that you met, was in Sears. I do remember taking Jackie and my best friend's daughter Yvette to Mackinac City for a big soap fest. That was quite interesting. Let's see, who else have you met? Andre the Giant's son at the Daiquiri Deck in Madeira Beach, Florida. I'm not sure about any other celebrities. You know, when you're from Elm Park, Michigan, you don't really meet too many celebs. Except for Elm Park, Michigan almost was Hollywood 48101. What a disaster that was. Another reason why I was sending emails is because I don't like hearing my recorded voice. I feel like it's very odd. But other than that, I'm glad that you are finally able to plan your trip to Spain and that you'll be able to do some more traveling, hopefully in the near future. Not too much going on here. Pool's been open for well over a month now. The weather here is and has been very hot, in the 90s. Not fun wearing a mask all day at school when it's that hot with no air in any of the rooms, only a choice few. But it is now summer vacation, and I hope to see you soon. And Edward, if you're ever this way in Michigan, you always have a place to stay. See you soon, sweetie. Bye.
You seem speechless.
There's a lot to unpack here.
So much.
So much.
I would like to say thank you for the clarification about your birth story.
Yeah.
And the Elton John story.
Okay. Honestly, the birth story, I feel like I'm lucky that she actually remembers like my exact birth time and stuff, because then every time you randomly ask me what time I was born so you can like read my stars or whatever, I know what time.
This is true. I had to verify mine with my birth certificate that I had a copy of because of international stuff.
Yeah, I do actually have a copy of my birth certificate. But yeah, okay. Let's talk about Elton John for a minute.
Talk about Elton John. Great artist. I agree.
So
love his work.
When I was growing up, I couldn't stand his music. I think it was, I don't know what it was.
Homophobic at an early age.
Stop. Listen.
It's July now. I can't make those jokes.
It's July
anymore.
1st. Pride Month is over, even though every month should be Pride Month.
Not in Madrid. Pride just started yesterday.
True.
So only here, but
yeah.
I digress.
I did not like his music at all. I don't understand how the whole like European family connection. So he's
the Russian army.
The Russian army. What?
That
I've never heard this. I literally have never heard this before. In all of my 31 years of life, this little tidbit of information is news to me. Have you ever heard anything from your family that you were just like, what? Like, is that real?
Yeah, when we didn't have the address of my current family that lives in Poland, it sounded pretty crazy that we still had family that lived there. But that ended up being real. But the stories my grandfather would tell would like just did not make any sense until I pieced them together with the actual people who knew the stories a little bit better.
Oh yeah.
So But
I don't.
Yeah, I get it. That's a pretty random one.
I need to look into this more because, like I said, this is news to me, and I'm not making the connection. But
maybe you can get Russian citizenship instead of Italian citizenship.
Let's move to Russia.
Both. I mean, let's not get crazy.
I don't need Vladimir Putin locking me up.
No, we don't want that on the pod. Nor.
We don't want that on the pod. So yesterday, Philadelphia Freedom came on, and I was like rocking out. I was like, hey, I kind of like Elton John in my older age.
You're growing into him.
I'm growing into him. So,
That's great. That's
one day he might be my cousin too.
Who knows? One time in Madrid, I convinced a taxi driver that I was related to the Queen of England. So I connected with your mom on that level.
Oh, you two can just go off and make like royal family connections together.
Yeah, I think I told him that I was like some distant cousin or something.
I mean,
and
honestly,
he fully believed me.
You could be. Who knows?
I mean, I don't think that's. I'm from Poland. I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, I mean, like, you fit the bill.
But to him, I could be. Someone told me I had a regal nose once.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I had no idea that was a thing. It has a bump on it. So.
I feel like that's like a Roman Empire version of a regal
nose.
Oh,
very A2 brute. My nose. Yes. Or very Roman Empire, have it chopped off because none of the best have nose.
Also true.
Yeah. General Hospital. That's the next thing on the bucket. On the docket.
On the list. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's why I liked General Hospital so much growing up. I used to watch that show every day.
It was the first thing you saw when you opened your little eyes.
It was right there. I would come home from school and watch it.
Interesting.
And of course, I met a soap opera star in. I thought it was in JCPenney's, but I guess it was in Sears. There was like a photographed or an autographed headshot of whoever it was.
That's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
I'll sell it one day.
Yeah. Did you ever watch soaps?
I feel like most people who grew up with their grandmothers alive, because not everybody does. You always just see soaps.
Yeah.
So like I was around them, but my brother was really into watching them. Like he bought seasons of Days of Our Lives from like iTunes.
Wow.
Back when you would like buy TV from iTunes.
Yeah. No, I was not purchasing anything. I was just watching.
No, my brother was very into like buying DVD collections or like sets of TV that he wanted to watch. It happened with like Alf, which I was also cool with. It happened with Charmed. Even though every episode was on ABC Family. Oh, Charmed was amazing.
Constantly. It was on like every day.
I know. Oh, yeah. And the thing is, like, if you watched it every day at a certain time, they just went through the seasons. Like, the story just continued. I don't know if he bought The Nanny, but he did watch all of The Nanny. Like,
I have
on
seen
TV.
Every single episode of The Nanny. Yeah. Incredible show.
Incredible TV show.
So
it's having like some renaissance now because it's on like Hulu or some shit.
Yeah, and there are like a bunch of Instagram accounts about like Fran and like her style and fashion and stuff.
Yeah. And I think he did it with Days of Our Lives or something like that, but that's really all. That's all I know about that. Where else did this message go?
My other celebrity sighting, I mean, again, who's surprised? Right. It was a professional wrestler's son. So remember I said, like, all I'm meeting are these, like, a soap star and professional wrestlers.
I mean, I don't know what to say to that, to be honest. I was going to make some conjecture, but I've got none.
I don't know what to say about it either. I was obsessed with wrestling as a child.
You were obsessed with the overacting that comes with both wrestling and soap operas. Yeah.
There's a link, and I never saw the connection before, but I'm
surprised you never watched a telenovela.
No, I never did. Maybe I would speak more Spanish now if I had.
Well, you know how to say...
Madre.
Yeah, mi madre.
Mi madre. I've completed 2 basic Spanish courses And I'm on my third.
You're doing a third basic course?
Well, it's like the next step. It's called like...
Yeah.
Whatever.
Intermediate
how many are
there?
Or something.
Are there 4? Oh, it could be. Oh, I see. Sorry, my bad. That's fun. I'm so happy that one day I may go to Michigan and have a place to stay.
Oh, yes. You're always welcome here. There are 2 spare bedrooms. You can take your pick.
Awesome. I love to take a pick. Did she not know that you were going to be there now? Because she says, like, hope to see you soon. But I'm like, you're in your parents' house.
I'm
right now.
sitting in my parents' house right now. I don't think she knew I was going to be here. You know me. I just, like, fly by the seat of my pants last minute. I'm like, oh, hey, I'm going to be there tomorrow.
As soon as I heard that, I was like... Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'll be like, hey, I'm going to be there this day. And then I'll show up the day before.
Yes. I'm learning this trend more recently this year. Didn't know that this was the thing, but it is. It is.
Yeah. So I'm here. I took my pick of the bedrooms, and I enjoyed.
Is it not your old bedroom?
Well, so it's fun. Like growing up, like I had my bedroom is in the back, and my sister's bedroom was in the front. Like same hallway, like pretty much like right across from each other. But hers was in the front of the house, mine was on the back of the house. Mm-hmm. And then when I moved back here before we went to France, I ended up in the room that my sister was always in growing up. But I was only here for like 2 months.
I do remember that.
And
what
then
do you mean
when we came
2 months?
back from France.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I was in that room that was technically my sister's when we were growing up for... How long was I here for? A year and... a few months.
I don't remember, but
a year and like a few months or something before I moved again.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I will say as a last note that listening to your own voice is miserable. I don't think anybody likes to hear their own voice.
But you get used to it. Like
you get
I'm
really
used to
mine
it now. Whatever.
Well, also like seeing your own face and listening to your own voice at the same time. Like when we did those YouTube videos, truly Les Mis, but like by the end of that year, it was just like second nature. It was like, that's just what I look like and sound like whatever.
Yeah. That's what I look like. That's what I sound like. That's what my
I think you guys also got like kind of used to it as well.
Yeah.
Because you were featured very heavily in the last half of those videos.
Yeah. It's real unfortunate, but like you said, once you get used to it, you just forget about it.
Yeah, kind of. You just got to like deal with it and be like, actually, it's funny because nobody else cares about what you sound like or look like except for you, which is like always one of those like stupid mindfuck things.
Yeah.
But,
oh my gosh. I know we're close. I know we're like at time.
Yeah.
But I just remembered one other thing she said. She made this joke about like, you know, growing up in Allen Park, which is, you know, just like a small suburb in Michigan. And she made this joke about how we were supposed to be Hollywood 48101. 48101 is our zip code. And, gosh, I must have been in like high school at this time, I think. There was this big deal. Like, they were going to build a movie filming studio in our city. There was something going on where, like, the state of Michigan was giving a bunch of, like, tax credits and stuff to filmmakers because there was a period of time where, like, everyone was, like, filming their movies in abandoned buildings in Detroit. And so, like, the state of Michigan were doing all these tax credits and stuff. So then, like, in Allen Park, there was going to be this big, huge movie studio deal. And, like, they had the location planned out. And it was, like... all of a sudden, these little signs started going up in people's windows. It said, like, Hollywood 48101. It was a big disaster. It was a big joke. It didn't end up happening. There was, like, scandal, controversy. It was like...
oh, Lord. Okay, that makes more sense, because when she said that, I was like, I do not comprehend
it's
this
just
reference.
Funny. Like, it's a funny joke now, but... it was it's so hilarious. Like,
so you could have seen like more famous people if that deal would have gone through.
Yeah, I guess so.
But here we are with just the son of a wrestler and a soap star.
Yeah. What more could I want, though?
Honestly, that could describe the two of us. You would be the son of the wrestler and I would be the soap star. Because you're more fit.
Yeah.
and I am dramatic.
Yeah, well, that's us. Fit and dramatic.
Fit and dramatic. Well, thank you to your mother for sending in that message, and we do apologize for not replying to the email fast enough.
Yeah, sorry. I get a lot of emails. It was
mostly my fault because I opened it and forgot to mark it as unread. Oops. Won't do that again.
We all make mistakes.
We do. Do you have a postcard update or nor?
Well, I sent a postcard to your mother.
Oh, yeah.
Kitty finally received hers. I haven't heard anything from anyone else saying they haven't gotten theirs yet. Pilar should get hers soon.
Right.
So, unless, of course, the mail decides to take 2 months to get hers as well.
Very strange, to be quite honest.
Bizarre.
Very strange. Well, just like Alyson's mom and all these people that we just listed who are potentially getting postcards depending on the post, you can do that as well if you send us a message domestically in the U.S. to 202-630-4509, or if you're international and you can send a voice message or just write in to a messagefrompod@gmail.com. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram @amessagefrom and the website amfpod.com, and rate and review. Tell your friends. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.
Bye.